All right. So, I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but then stupid stuff happened. And, like the title says, we shot down a UFO. Now, and by we, I mean the US. So, the Pentagon didn't say what the car-sized object was or where it came from, only that it was flying at the higher end of civilian airspace. No human was aboard, and it did not resemble an airplane. So, what I watched the Defense Department briefing and the White House press briefing, and the object was flying at 40,000 feet, and the night before, Thursday night, they sent planes to check this thing out to see what it was. And that's when they found out it was unmanned. It was just flowing in the breeze. It didn't have any steering capabilities. But they say they don't know what it is. So either it's something unusual, and if you see some of the UFO files that have been declassified and released, you know that this isn't the first time there's an object that the US military is like, I don't know. So it's possible it's just something that they've never seen before. But why they're not saying anything, why they're just saying, we don't know what it is. Which implies that, okay, they went up there, they looked at it, and what? They just didn't want to say what it is. So I'm thinking it's just something that they don't recognize. But it would be nicer since reporters are so literal, it would be nice if they said something like, yeah, the pilots looked at the object and they didn't recognize it as anything that they've seen before or something. Because just say we don't know what it is makes the reporters, and that's what they did. The reporters were saying, wait a minute, they looked at it and you don't know what it is. And, so there's skepticism there. Which, if you said, yeah, it doesn't look like anything we've seen before, would at least stop the questions. Because now people think, how stupid are these pilots, as opposed to, they've got nothing. So yeah, it's a really slight difference, but since reporters can be dumb, and I say that because one of the questions was, why couldn't you have waited till, like the Chinese balloon, why couldn't you have waited till it was over warm water? It was over the Arctic. There is no warm water. And that was basically the response. There is no warm water. It was over the Arctic. And so that tells you how much some of these reporters actually think before they open their mouths. I mean, many of them asked good questions, but a couple reporters, even though it was stressed many times, said, we have no idea what this object is. We don't know where it came from. We don't know if it's a corporation or a state or an individual. We have no idea. And so there were a couple of reporters who were still assuming it's the Chinese. Now, granted, considering what happened earlier in the week, I can see why they would make that assumption. But the fact that they do not want to speculate and say that, maybe you should pump the brakes on assuming and making people think something that isn't happening. Just a thought. Anyway, let's see what else do we have from this week that I didn't talk about. All right. Namibia, Zimbabwe, and other African nations want more control over the lithium that big tech companies need for their products. Botswana's mining minister put it best. When there's a rush, people come in, take whatever they want to, and go, leaving gaping holes in Africa. That sounds fair. It sounds fair that instead of exploiting the continent like has been done for eons, how about we treat Africa like they're human beings and let them decide what happens to who gets the lithium and what happens to it. And maybe let them profit over the lithium, because why shouldn't you profit over your own resources? That's just stupid. The company pays whichever African countries the lithium is in to mine the lithium. I don't know, be able to purchase mining licenses, or I don't know, or use the labor in Africa to mine them and pay them for it. There's a concept. Instead of treating them like slaves, that, that these aren't real human beings and that this is just some foreign land, completely barren, that they can go in and just take whatever they want. So yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with Africa on that one. All right. Let's see. And speaking of which, the cobalt in our electronic devices is extracted by miners working in dangerous conditions in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is what brought a Microsoft executive to the region in December. The company said it was committed to responsible and ethical sourcing, but industry-wide efforts to do this have fallen flat. So, the mining equivalent of sweatshops. Woohoo! Yeah. So I guess they are using African labor to mine it, but they're not doing anything to make things safe for them. So again, they're making them expendable. Awesome. Just awesome. All right. So, another article which I completely had forgotten to mention earlier in the week is that Representative Angie Craig was attacked in her apartment building during this week. And the reason I bring it up is not just that she was attacked, but how she fended off the attacker, which I thought was so awesome. And proof that you don't need, like the NRA says, you don't need a gun to defend yourself. There are other ways. And actually, she didn't do anything technically violent. Alright, so first they said the incident wasn't politically motivated, which, okay, I wonder what the motivation was then, because why else would you attack a representative in there? Because according to a report filed with the DC Metropolitan Police Department, Craig saw the assailant acting erratic, as if he was under the influence of an unknown substance in the lobby of her building, and greeted him with a good morning before he followed her into the elevator and began to randomly do push-ups. The attacker hit Craig with a punch to the chin and grabbed her neck, according to the police report, and the congresswoman threw her hot coffee to defend herself before the assailant fled the scene. So, maybe he was drugged up. Maybe this wasn't political. Maybe he was just high on God knows what. And maybe he was just trying to rob her. Or rape her. Or something. But either way, he got away because she threw hot coffee on him. So, and I don't consider that violent. Yes, it is scalding and it doesn't feel good, but technically not violent. It's not like she beat the crap out of him. It's not like she shot him. She just threw coffee on him. So, yeah. That's all I have for today. So, I'm going to do one other video which has nothing to do with the news on this channel, and then I will see you guys Monday. Again, unless something really, really dumb happens. Oh, and before I forget, if you're new to the channel, I do these types of videos, news items daily. Usually, I don't do Sunday, but I do daily news items. And I also do more overarching themes or something, or I'll do standalone news items that are particularly hilarious. Either dumb, hilarious, both. But anyway, those are the kinds of videos I do on this channel. So if you're interested, please subscribe. And if there's a news item I missed and you want to bring to my attention, put those in the comments below and I will see if I can do a video on it. Or if there's a news item that you want me to go more into detail, again, put it in the comments below and I will most certainly do a video on that. Let's see if there's anything I'm missing. I think I've covered everything, so I will see you guys Monday.